Welcome back to Crystal Clear on the Roundtable. I'm AwestruckVox. The next few episodes of Steven Universe, as teased by Rebecca Sugar and Ian JQ on the official podcast, seems like they'll be jam-packed with a lot of interesting conflicts for the Crystal Gems to overcome. Steven exploring the palace that was possibly the former home of his mother, Pink Diamond. The Crystal Gems' emotional state, now that they return to Homeworld. The planet and society they dedicate the last 5,000 years evading. The repercussions of participating in the Gem War for a side that stood against the Diamonds, even if said side was led by another Diamond. We have a lot to cover, and it's insane to think we're at such a critical point of the series. All of the Diamonds present and assembled, aware of the existence of the Crystal Gems, of Steven, being closer than ever to the Diamond's understanding and accepting Steven as a half-gem, half-organic life form, and what that'll mean for Homeworld and the Diamond Authority going forward. As I mentioned in my previous Crystal Clear discussing the possibility of the Crystal Gems going on trial to face their crimes committed against Homeworld, no matter what happens next, one thing is for sure: the show must go on. We have an entire season ahead of us, with another currently in production. Not to mention the movie. Man, I can't wait for that. As much as I have and will continue to speculate the existence of looming threats out in the galaxy that will band the Crystal Gems and Homeworld together for an epic final showdown, such a thing isn't present in the show right now. Which means, as things currently stand, once Steven makes nice with White Diamond and persuades for her inclusion to heal the Crypto Gems, the conflict is over. There's no more overarching story. So although it's rather unfortunate for our heroes, because obviously we want them to succeed, it's inevitable that this mission won't go according to plan. And there's a very strong chance everything that can go wrong will go wrong, prolonging the conflict, introducing new plot elements, and the story will gain a greater lifespan. If worse comes to worse, how will the Crystal Gems get out of their current predicament? They arrived in Pink Diamond's stylish leg ship, but that doesn't mean they'll leave in that ship, especially as it's anchored right across from White Diamond's ship, in a location quickly flooded by gems, who would be inclined to swarm our protagonist at the snap of a finger. Or even worse, and already set up through dialogue and context clues, White Diamond goes on one of her infamous rampages across the planet, something Blue and Yellow Diamond feared, and would be a fitting way to destroy Pink Diamond's ship until further notice. Make no mistake, the chances of Pink Diamond's ship being put out of commission are astronomically high, considering the travel pattern Steven Universe has taken up until now in the travel department. The green hand ship Jasper and Peridot arrived in, destroyed, and later removed, never to be seen again. The roaming eye, stolen from the Rubies, utilized to move the Crystal Gems from Earth to the human zoo and back, then stolen back by Eyeball,
It's Navy!
once it fulfilled its narrative purpose. The Star Skipper, introduced as a method to move Stefani from the Sun Incinerator to the Jungle Moon, where it's immediately destroyed after. Again, it fulfilled its purpose. The Diamond's arm ships, ultimately used to bring the Diamonds to Earth, and is immediately destroyed. Although I do believe all the ships will be repaired. You see what I'm getting at here? The show has never kept a method of transportation around for long, which is why I'm anticipating Emerald either retrieving the Sun Incinerator once Lars is back on Earth, or Lars and the Off-Colors utilizing it to embark on more adventures in space. Though you guys know I'm rooting for the latter, as it would validate Lars' transformation into a kick-ass space pirate. So I'm still hoping that's the route they're going for. Back on track. With these habits the show has picked up on, I'm not expecting Pink Diamond's ship to leave Homeworld anytime soon. When backed into a corner and all hope seems lost, I have a hunch a familiar character will save the day. This character is none other than Topaz. Now, don't think this is a conclusion I'm pulling out of thin air. There's factors that lead me to hypothesize this scenario. The ship aspect is just the beginning. We did see Aquamarine and Topaz's ship in the episodes I Am My Mom and Stuck Together. The second episode being the catalyst to all of this. Stuck Together not only demonstrated Topaz's knowledge and capabilities on piloting said ship, as Aquamarine set a course from Earth to Homeworld, but Topaz was shown doing most of the work, operating the controls, repairing damage done to the ship by Alexandrite, and setting up an escape pod. And the episode also informed the audience on her personality, her desires, her future character arc. Topaz was depicted as silent, ruthless, and almost mindless in a way. The way she moved, remained stoic, and didn't hesitate to nearly crush Jamie's head per Aquamarine's orders, Jamie's only saving grace being Steven's quick on his feet impulse. Yet, after Steven and Lars' heartfelt conversation on the way to Homeworld, Topaz broke out of the illusion she portrayed, revealing this personality as a facade of sorts. The truth is, Topaz conceals and buries her emotions, and is actually extremely unhappy with her situation. Topaz resents the missions she's frequently assigned, a key detail we'll attend to momentarily, as her two components want to spend time together without having someone physically between them, lodged in the fusion's body. Ultimately, Topaz isn't ruthless or mindless. She's compassionate and hurting on the inside, having to internalize Homeworld's beliefs, morals, or lack thereof, just to get through the day-to-day. When under the eyes of a superior like Aquamarine, she'll fall in line, and she absolutely fears the diamonds. She fears the thought of being separated and shattered. But when no one's looking, her true colors shine through. Steven Universe's 5th season has excelled at one thing: consistency, introducing plot points and following up on them later on in the season. This is something that wasn't too common in the show. It previously could go an entire season or two without readdressing established plot points, in favor of focusing on others. But here, they've been fully committing. Steven goes on trial in front of the Diamonds face to face for the first time, and escapes them. Later in the season, the Diamonds come to Earth for a physical confrontation, emerging the cluster in the process. The details surrounding Pink Diamond shattering are put into question. Later in the season, we find out the truth of what happened. Lars dies, comes back to life, and stays on Homeworld with the off-colors. A bit further into the season, he becomes a space pirate, and they sail a ship on the way towards Earth. Lapis leaves Earth, taking the barn with her. Further into the season, Steven finds her on the moon base, and eventually she returns. Even small things such as Dewey resigning from office and taking over the Big Donut, Sadie starting a band with the Cool Kids, and landing their first big gig. Consistency has been key. Thus far, the only plot point that has been introduced and not followed up on in some way this season has been Topaz and her alignment with Homeworld. Now, Season 5 production-wise concludes next episode, but this arc as a whole will definitely bleed into Season 6's early episodes. Going back to Topaz's claim of always being sent on miserable missions, this implies that although she's frequently sent on missions, she would also frequently be present on Homeworld in order to be assigned said missions. I also stated in the previous Crystal Clear that we could see a load of familiar faces on Homeworld, and Topaz could be a strong contender. The butterfly effect of Steven possessing Pink Diamond's gemstone has yet to be explored, but it may cause quite a stir on Homeworld. If things backfire and Steven has to jet, will those formerly under Pink Diamond's court remain loyal and assist? Or will they see Steven as a false Pink Diamond? Nothing more than a fraud. How will this information impact Topaz? Knowing the rebel she tried to liberate from her clutches was none other than Pink Diamond this entire time? Will this be the final push to send her over the edge and break free from Homeworld? Well, with everything we discussed, I think Topaz will go out of her way to deceive Homeworld and help the Crystal Gems escape from the planet. Considering Topaz and Aquamarine was able to bring Steven to the Diamonds once before, she may be seen as someone experienced enough to combat Pink Diamond and the Crystal Gems, thus being granted with the responsibility of transporting them to any imprisonment. But as most of us would expect, Topaz won't be able to block out Steven's persuasion any further. His cries for help, his desperate situation will appease her emotions once again, and drive her to get everyone back on Earth safe and sound. Whether or not Topaz would come back to Earth with them is a bit more unclear at this current point in time. If she just fires up a ship, sets a course for Earth, and shows how to operate a vehicle, staging everything to make it appear as if the Crystal Gem somehow overpowered her and escaped, I would buy it as an appropriate move for the show to take. Topaz would also greatly relate to Garnet, someone who's gotten tremendous focus in the second half of the season. I imagine Garnet being a cross-gem fusion, two gems who deeply care for and love each other, will be explored on Homeworld. How the Diamonds and Gemkind view such a thing. Topaz would likely turn an eye and see beyond the cross-gem fusion aspect, only seeing two gems who are in love, attributing to her betraying Homeworld. Now, if Steven convinced her to join the Crystal Gems and return to the planet with them, causing Topaz to become a recurring character akin to Lapis, Peridot, and now Bismuth, I'd be a bit more skeptical. The narrative has always struggled juggling the current cast of characters. Throwing a gem we've only seen twice into the mix feels a bit too soon. I think Topaz would be a much better fit as a double agent, someone on the inside that Steven can depend on to get them out of any pickle. Although a tragic fate where Topaz is exposed and punished by none other than White Diamond would be heartbreaking, yet just as exciting. Steven having to cope with the blowback of it all. But as always, these are just my thoughts and I'd love to hear yours. What do you think? Could Topaz be the one to save the day in these upcoming string of episodes? Let us know in the comments below. You can also tweet your thoughts to us at AwestruckVox or at Roundtable Vids. We're also on Instagram. If you want to help the Roundtable grow, support us on Patreon. Get access to exclusive perks and your name could be at the end of the video. Link in the description. If you enjoyed this video, be sure to like, share, and if you're new here, subscribe. Hit that bell for notifications to stay in the loop with all things Steven. Thank you for watching, and I hope you have an awesome day. AwestruckVox, out.